Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning. It is time for Coffee Ann on ON Radio. It's Tuesday morning, and it's March 26th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Across the table from me, Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed. Hello there. And I can't say hello there again, Ed.
Hello there again, Ed.
You can't
hear me?
No.
I don't know what your microphone is.
I don't know. Linda Tebow's here. Say hi, Linda.
Hi, no, good morning. Good morning to you. Can you hear me?
No.
Oh, this will be a good show.
It's going to be a Joe show.
It's just gonna be me. Now, Dave was sitting where you were sitting, Ed, and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And now it's not.
You sabotaged it.
He did, and I don't know what's going on there with No, we're not, Dave. I don't know what's going on. Speak a few words there, Ed.
Speak a few words there, Ed.
No, that's good. And speak a few words there, Linda.
You speak a few words there, Linda.
Okay.
You turned the wrong one down over here.
There you are.
So, and we were accusing
I
Dave
knew-
of sabotage when it was
it
you
was me.
all the
It
time.
was me. The big master one you're not supposed to touch. And I touched it.
And you touched it?
And I touched it.
Don't you know the master is in
That's
charge
good.
of
That's
everything
right.
else?
That's right.
Stop.
So we're all good now.
Oh, good.
So,
Good.
Hi, Linda. Hi,
Good
Ed.
morning.
Buenos dias.
It is time for our first message from the Carew Investment Group. So
Just in time.
over to Ed.
You think?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number is 765-8880. We got some simple advice about investing. Well, the truth is there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends lasting for days and weeks and months long, they're gone. Sometimes trends last for only part of a day before changing direction. And investing is not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest for you the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So give me a call or call my son Paul at 765-8880, and we're right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed. Thank you very much. Okay. Of course, the big story this morning happened down in Baltimore with a cargo ship. They're telling us the cargo ship hit a structure at the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which imploded the bridge somehow, and sent I don't know how many vehicles into the water. At least 6, if not more. And it's a recovery situation right now down there as the highway. I think it's Route 695 has been closed in both directions because you can't go over the bridge because the bridge isn't there anymore. And just a terrible situation. As a kid growing up and going over, your parents are driving over very large bridges. And I always thought, gee, the worst that could happen is if the bridge fell. And right now, I never thought about ships running into the bridge to cause it. I'm like, wow. So they did say there was a pilot on board, and Ed, you saw it or you heard. There's a possibility that they lost power in navigation.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So that might be.
They said that some cameras out in the distance, not good quality cameras, and it was like 1:30 in the morning, so it was
Dark.
Dark. Yeah, no sunshine at that time.
Yeah. Well, if the lights go off on the boat.
They said that they think it looked like the lights went off on the ship, and that there was smoke coming out of the ship. But how could difficult to tell
they did
from
say,
the distance and everything, and it seemed like the ship had lost its navigational power.
And they did say that at least after the crash, that the bridge, the boat was on fire. So maybe the fire started before they even hit.
Before they
Maybe.
hit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if you're the person that's in charge of steering
Right.
this
yeah.
monstrous machine, and then now you can't?
Right. That's
And
so
now the
scary. Yeah.
and now the current is just is
Yeah.
going to take you wherever it's going to
Where
take
it's
you.
gonna
Yep.
take
He
you.
goes, we're heading right for it. Uh-oh. So wow.
Mm.
So they're working on it down there. You heard in our news that the governor has declared it a disaster area down there. So
State of emergency.
state of
Yeah.
emergency as well. So it's a big
Very
it's
sad.
very sad. It's a big effort of what's going on down there. And boy, if you're in that nightmare situation and you're just driving over the bridge at 1:30 in the morning and you just start falling, there's just
Yeah, that's gotta
it's
be
just
horrendous.
it's the worst thing because you can't. There's nothing to do.
Mm.
Nature has taken over, and I know, we complain here in Rhode Island over the last few months
Yeah.
about what's going on with the Washington Bridge,
Yeah.
but it never fell.
It didn't know.
It could have,
It could have.
but they caught it somehow before it fell.
Right.
So we have got to stop complaining.
Yeah. Well, that's the
this
first thing
didn't
I thought of, Joe.
It was
That's
the Washington
when I
Bridge?
saw that, I said, yeah, so we're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
com-
Better to be stuck in traffic.
than for that terrible thing to have happened. You know what I didn't know? I didn't realize that when they talked about it, that it's the pilot. When it's situations like that, it's not the captain of the ship
No.
steering. It's the pilot because they know the
waters
waters.
and how to navigate it.
I didn't
realize that.
I didn't
either.
realize that. So
And
yeah.
because Dave explained that to me, I said, "Well,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
In every harbor, that you get the pilots that steer
The
these
pilots
boats out.
are the ones that they
That-
know the lay of the land,
Yeah.
so they're
Or
the
the
ones
water.
that with the water.
I said, "Well, that
Hopefully,
makes."
it's not the land, right?
Yeah.
It is the water. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, that makes sense.
yeah,
Hopefully, they did it
yeah,
and didn't say, "Well, it's 1:30, and maybe no one will notice,
Yeah.
and we're not going to
Yeah.
use a pilot. We're just going to get
Yeah.
out of here."
but that's
But it looks like they have because the pilot was recovered
that's so sad. And they said that it was even a tractor trailer on it too.
on the ship,
On
not on the ship,
on the bridge.
On the bridge.
Yeah.
And did you say that you heard that the boat has sunk?
No, I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. Okay, that must have been Dave that said that. So think of all the
As
cargo.
far as I know, it has not sunk.
All right,
Yeah.
but think of all the cargo that's on the boat.
A lot. Well, they
was-
said there were lots of those cargo
Containers.
boxes.
Containers. Yeah,
container
yeah,
ships, yeah.
So it was like, wow, and
Well,
it was
this
heading
mo-
to Sri Lanka is where it was headed.
Really?
Yeah, that was going to be its last. It was leaving Baltimore to head there.
Okay.
They said that the flag is under Singapore, so it's an international thing.
Hmm.
So there's a lot more information still to come out as they continue the recovery in Baltimore, and it might put a little slowdown on the Washington Bridge. Looking for money for that, Buttigieg is going to have to. We're shifting money over to Baltimore because they have no bridge.
They have no bridge now.
So
right.
they get the money first to build it. So
I would
watch
think.
for that. I think that'll happen.
They could have
Unless they have another rainy day fund or
trickle
something.
down effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
to-
So
yeah.
we're gonna, Rhode Island, you're dealing with it fine for right now.
For
Everybody
now.
to one side of the bridge, and we'll get to you when we can.
Yeah.
But this now is just right to the top
That's
as emergency.
so sad.
Mhm.
So sad for all those people. Yeah. Right.
So Ed, short week this week for trading.
Yes, yes.
You take Good Friday off, or the market is the
Well,
market
yeah,
closed?
Yeah, I'm going to take Good Friday off. Yes, I will. The market's closed on Good Friday. Yes.
Okay.
Always has been.
Always on Good Friday.
Interesting.
Okay. Has it ever been tried
That they
to?
still do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they ever said, "Hey,
That's
maybe we
good.
should not? Maybe we should open on Good Friday"? We
I've never heard.
globally or
I've never heard anything. Well,
No?
there's other foreign markets that celebrate different holidays than
Right.
we do,
Mhm.
and
And
you
they
know,
close.
and we have
okay.
our markets have our holidays,
Okay.
and it's weird how we have some days like Good Friday as a holiday, but
Mhm.
we don't have other days that are national holidays. We're still open, so it's like.
Yeah.
We are our own country.
Yeah. No, and we are. And it's
They're taking
interesting
over.
to me that it's a holy day that is
Yes,
recognized.
it's not really a holiday.
It's a holy day, and that it's recognized that they would. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of that's nice
We go back to
and surprising.
that's the way we've always done it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I got my license in '87, and even before then, I wasn't licensed, so I probably didn't pay too much attention to the days that you had to work or not work.
Right.
Right.
But I've been trading stocks for, God, 1960, 1970, I guess. About then started.
Yeah.
70,
It's always
72.
been. It's
And it's always been.
always been.
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
like
nice. They keep that tradition alive.
it's like most schools will be closed.
Yes.
Sunday, but some are not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know which ones
Yeah.
aren't, but I've
Yeah.
seen people complaining that
Yeah.
that the kids have got to go to school on Good Friday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, so moving on to another subject. You know how much I love a good conspiracy theory.
All right.
All right.
And now
here we go.
we've got the newest one. It's going to go for a little while too. And I don't know if you're following the whole thing with the baseball player Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
His translator,
this
right?
is a great conspiracy theory thing going on. Yes, his translator was fired from the LA Dodgers because they're saying he stole close to $5 million from Ohtani.
Drop in a bucket.
And then they're saying, well, wait a minute. It looks like, Ohtani, you gave him the money. So now there's an investigation going on. The IRS is involved. Major League Baseball is involved. So yesterday, Ohtani gets up before the press, and he has his new interpreter and himself reading a statement that's been wonderfully written by whoever lawyer he has. Maybe the Dodgers got him one. And he read it. And he read for 12 minutes or so and took no questions. He denied everything. Okay? He took the old interpreter, threw him right under the bus. He goes, I can't believe this. Good friend.
Yeah, I'm in
how
shock.
could he do this to me? Thing. I've never bet on baseball. I've never bet on any sports. Okay. So the question comes down to, why did and you couldn't ask him this because he didn't take a question. Why does your interpreter have access to your bank account? How could he steal $500,000 at a clip without you noticing, or without you giving him permission?
Well, he may have had signature authority on the account.
Okay,
And
that would be a good question to ask the player. And he didn't take any
And
questions.
Ohtani probably doesn't bother looking at that.
Maybe he doesn't because he doesn't
You
have
know,
to.
well, he doesn't have to, and he's got so much money.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
he must have somebody managing his money for him.
It might be that
Well,
interpreter.
You think it would be
or-
the interpreter?
Well, it should be his agent.
I would,
It
I
should
would
be his
think he'd
agent.
have a CPA or somebody like that managing his money.
You don't know.
No, you don't know.
It's,
But, you know.
don't know because it's a different culture.
It is.
Right.
It is, yeah.
You know.
Now, to put it in a little bit of perspective, Ohtani in December signed a 10-year, $700 million contract.
I know, that's what I mean. I think he needs more than an interpreter
Well-
to manage his money.
Well, right.
Yeah, but he
needs-
doesn't get the money now.
No, he deferred it
Yeah.
Yeah.
for tax reasons, whatever.
Yeah.
However, if he's found guilty of somehow being involved in gambling, especially on Major League Baseball games, he is out,
Right,
and doesn't get the money.
right.
I think it null and voids
Yeah,
the entire
right,
contract.
Yeah.
So someone's looking at it. In order for you to get the money, you got to throw your friend here, or if he was your friend, right under the bus
Yeah,
and deny everything.
yeah.
Because, as I mentioned yesterday, this guy is considered the best baseball player in the
Yes,
world.
yeah.
And Major League Baseball would have a huge PR problem if their best player they have to get rid of because of a gambling situation. Because not quite like Pete Rose.
Yeah, but I'm
No.
sure Pete Rose is looking at this and
Oh, he's
saying,
waiting.
Yeah,
He is waiting for this outcome.
yeah, yeah.
If
We're
you let
getting
me,
a Hall of Fame yet.
yeah, I
yeah,
will. That's right.
yeah, exactly.
It's a little different because Otani's a player and Rose was a manager at the
Yeah.
time. So there's just a lot of questions
Yeah.
that weren't answered because he didn't take any questions. And I would like to know, why did his interpreter have access to your bank account? If that's how they're saying he stole the money, he went and got it. Why? And maybe that's the way they do it in another culture, and we don't understand
Yeah,
it. And,
we
or
don't
maybe
know.
he said, I'm your friend, and I'll be able to move things around for you financially, and it's all going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is, and I don't know why this is not a bigger thing out there in California. Sports betting is illegal in California. The money, the $4.5 million, was going to an illegal bookmaker in California.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And I don't know why that's not being made more of a bigger deal out of that. Especially if Otani's guilty. I
mean, that's secondary compared to.
I guess it is.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be betting on games.
Major League Baseball is very big on that.
Yeah.
No betting on baseball.
That would be the primary.
Yeah.
You know.
No betting on baseball or softball
Uh-huh.
at any level.
Just baseball?
No. So no pro, college, high school, little league, no betting on baseball at all. You want to bet on football and basketball and hockey and soccer, go right ahead.
What's the difference?
Because you shouldn't be betting on the game that you're involved in.
Well, no, I get that. Yes, you should not be.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
that's
no,
just-
that is a given. But what's the difference between football and baseball and hockey?
They can't
and
basketball.
basketball.
They can't affect the outcome of the other games. If you're Otani, you can't factor in who's going to win between the LA Rams and the New England Patriots. You're not playing in that game.
Yeah.
So it's okay to bet on that.
Oh, you mean just for a player
Well, players and employees of Major League Baseball cannot bet on
okay.
baseball.
on baseball? But can hockey people play?
I don't know what their rule is.
Oh, okay.
I
Do you know if you play hockey? Can you?
I don't know.
Football? Can you?
You really shouldn't bet if you're that good of a
Well,
player.
you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't be betting. No. Well, no, do
I'm
you need
sure
on your sport.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that any sport
any sport?
at the professional level would have that as part of their contract or
Yeah.
rules or something
Okay.
that you can't bet
That's what
on
you
a
can and cannot
game,
do.
at least on a game that you're participating in
Yes.
or that your team is participating in. If
So-
you know, and maybe much more strict than that.
So I am interested to see where this investigation
Interesting.
keeps going,
Interesting.
and what's dug up, and if a cover up, because that's where I'm getting at the whole conspiracy theory. If a cover up has been perpetrated here.
Oh, you're gonna have fun with this one for a long time.
Oh, it's gonna be great. This is all summer.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
This is gonna be fun. So,
And he
all right.
gets to play while
He
all
still
this
gets
is
to, sure.
while this is all being investigated.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's no issues there. So, but every place he goes, they're gonna ask him about it.
Sure they
and
are.
every
Well,
place he
you know, but
plays, they're gonna bring it up again.
I don't speak English.
Talk to my new interpreter. This
Talk
guy
to my
right here.
interpreter. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break here at the Coffee and program. More is coming your way. So, Ed, time for a second message, please, from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation and find out more about how we invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue. You can call in your comments and questions at 766-1240.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Crew. And he should have Otani. He should have his own lawyer. He should have his own CPA. He's got his own agent.
So even the agent, all of those people.
But it's weird. He didn't pick his original interpreter. Was also the guy that drove him around. He's also his driver.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't pick that. The Dodgers gave this here. Here's one of our employees. You work with Otani, and so that's how they met.
Oh.
Now, how it comes back to, well, why does he have access to his money?
Yeah.
Even
Well,
if he's
I don't
got all
know.
those guys, a CPA, an
Yeah.
attorney, and and
Yeah.
a financial planner, and all that kind of stuff, does not mean that the other guy, the interpreter, who was spending all of his time with Otani, doesn't mean that he did not have signatory power over the account.
Why would
a checking
but
account.
it just makes you wonder, why would Otani give that to him?
Well, because he doesn't speak English, and the other guy does. He can go into the bank and say, "Hey, look,
I need to withdraw
I need to."
$100,000.
Yeah.
Well, so that's it. Did he do that, or did Otani, okay, take out 500,000 and go put bets here and there and did like that? Otani completely denies it right now. So
I mean, I'd like to see somebody go to any bank and say, "Oh, give me 500,000."
Bingo. With only ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And what
It's
do you?
not your account.
What would? Well, if you're a signatory,
Well,
that's
that's
not
right.
one of the questions they would ask.
No. Right.
They would
yeah.
say, "And what
What's
do you
this
need the
for?"
money for?"
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
pay off my gambling debt.
One time I took out $4,000 or something, and they asked me. I said, "What are you taking this money out for?" I said, "I'm going to Aruba
They
on
want
a
to
vacation.
keep
I
it
need
safe.
I need money."
Yeah. No, it's true. They do question.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do
yeah.
question. Yeah.
The only time I did something like that, we were buying my daughter a car, and we went to the bank, but not to withdraw the cash. Have the bank make out a banker's check,
Bank
Uh-huh.
check. Yeah.
and it said, and now make it out to the dealership. So this is all on the up and
right,
up.
yeah.
The money's not coming to me; it's going to
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
that worked out just fine.
Yeah.
So it's a big day today.
Is it?
On the national scene. Because Ed was talking about he's still not sure who he's gonna vote for president yet, and he's still. I'm gonna ask you this every weekend. Still holding true that Gavin Newsom is gonna run.
Yep.
Okay. Today, I looked at a lot of this over the weekend. Robert F. Kennedy is announcing his running mate today in Oakland, California. The odds-on favorite right now is Tulsi Gabbard
All right.
to be his running mate.
Doesn't surprise me.
It may or may not happen. But that's that's the biggest name being kicked around right now. And when they press have asked Tulsi, is he going to name you? She just kept saying, "You'll have to see what Robert says or Bob says on Tuesday." So I'm like, all right. So I've been taking a look at. I'm starting to take a look at his presidency, his campaign a little stronger. Starting to like what I see too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, his biggest complaint, I guess, right now, he's still trying to get his name on all 50 states on the ballot. He's still having an issue with that, with different states. And his other situation that he has right now is he does not have Secret Service protection, and he wants it.
We should with his family background.
He's using that.
Yeah. Well.
And he's a presidential candidate, and I'm not sure if it's up to the current president to give it. I'm not sure what the rules are on who authorizes Secret Service protection. He's from what I'm reading, he's kind of laying it at Biden's feet, and like it's up to him for Biden to say okay, but I just don't know the rules on
I don't
this.
know.
I don't know.
I would think that you would qualify for it if in the polls you were reaching a certain percentage. But I mean, I'm just guessing.
Maybe it's not automatic anymore. So I don't know.
But the protection like Trump is getting is because he's a former president.
And it's already had it.
And
yeah.
he's already and will
and will until
forever
he decides not to have it
that-
anymore. Well,
yeah.
it's funny. It was a couple of weeks ago. I guess it was a banner day in history because Richard Nixon, while he was still alive, obviously, said, "I don't need Secret Service protection anymore." So he got rid of it. And he goes, "I'm going to use my own," and it saved the country like $3 million.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And the government, because you can say okay as long as you got your own protection service lined up, and the Secret Service will go away. And so, but Kennedy is looking for it right now. But I am interested to see who he does name as his running mate. I don't think it's going to be Jesse Ventura, and I don't think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Gabbard's is a pretty good is a good choice, and
Yeah.
and probably the best known name right now. All right, so that's what's going on out there. So let's see other things going on. That's a little more closer to home. Just a bizarre story out in Burrillville, where a man was stabbed. He's in critical but stable condition right now, and according to the story, he is arguing with a female. I'm going to say it's his girlfriend. Because he did not want her to drive because he thought she was intoxicated. So she makes a phone call to her 16-year-old brother to come get her. And he brings two 17-year-old males with him. You following this?
Wow.
Okay. So they're at some establishment or they're at some house. It doesn't really matter what took place. So they show up, and then the 23-year-old man gets into an altercation with the three guys, the three boys, and one of the 17-year-old boy stabs the 23-year-old multiple times in the chest. So it's not the brother, it's the friend of the brother. So he was taken the 23-year-old was taken to Rhode Island Hospital where he's recovering. The teens then fled the scene, but they went. I guess they went home and got their parents and say, "Come with me to Burrillville headquarters." And they went and they turned themselves in.
Oh, they did turn themselves
Yes,
in. Yeah.
and so now the 17-year-old, who's not from Rhode Island, he's from Windsor, Connecticut. He was held overnight at the Burrillville Police Headquarters. He's charged with assault with intent to murder, and will be in Providence Family Court today if he's not already there.
Wow.
So makes you wonder what they argued about.
Yeah.
You would have thought that it all sounds like it's a good idea
Yeah.
up until when the three guys show up. Okay, take your sister
Yeah.
and take her home because she's drunk.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, a verbal altercation breaks out. Over
Yeah.
what? Well, we don't know. We don't have that information
No.
yet. And what's the 17-year-old doing with a knife?
And family court though, not real court.
Not real court. Well, you think with the murder charge it would go to real court.
Well, one
but,
would think that he'd be charged as an adult. Yeah.
well, I guess that's up to the AG
Yeah.
and the judge at the family court that says
17,
this
you
is,
know?
yeah, it's pretty close.
Pretty close. Well, not
you-
only that, that's kind of a big crime. It's not.
It is if you're being in charge
he
with
didn't
intent to
He
murder.
didn't steal some Snickers or things like that. He stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe they'll make that decision today
At family
at
court.
family court and saying this is the charges are too serious,
To
the
be-
crime is too serious,
Sure.
and maybe the AG's office wants it bumped up to,
Yeah.
to real court, to the adult court. Let's put it
To
that
the
way.
adult court.
And sorry about that. That's my cell phone going off. I will take care of that in just a second here. Okay, we're good to go. So, yeah, amazing. Doesn't say if the other two boys, the 16-year-old, the brother, and the 17-year-old, it looks like they were not charged.
Right. But they were smart to show up at the police station.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That
Yep.
was smart of them to do that and bring their parents.
So it's funny. They said that they're there to pick up the woman
Yeah.
who's drunk, and now after the stabbing, they flee the scene, and don't take her with them.
Right. Oh, they left her there.
Well, it doesn't say.
That doesn't
Well,
say,
it sounds
yeah.
like they just left her there.
Well, I think they probably said, "Oh my,"
Oh, now we're in trouble.
We're in trouble. I think we best get out of here.
Yeah, this, imagine that conversation when you get home. I need you to, I need to call a lawyer, and I need you to bring me to Burrillville Police Headquarters because
Well,
we're gonna get, they're gonna find us, and one of us is gonna be charged with murder.
yeah. Well,
So just,
yikes.
yeah, yep, crazy. And if I'm gonna make a guess here, Linda, and Ed, I'm gonna say that the charge of with intent to murder, that's gonna be dropped down. I can almost guarantee that the defense lawyer for them will say, "Oh no, he was defending himself." So let's get this charge. This is going to go away altogether. With the
Defending
assault,
himself with a knife.
well, if that's all you have, that's all you have.
No, but the other fellow had just nothing.
Well, right now we know he doesn't. It doesn't say.
Yeah, the one that got stabbed.
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
say he had a weapon or
No,
not.
that's
so.
what I'm saying. Hmm.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's. I don't know. Maybe you know, he grabbed a rock or something like that. I don't know. Have to wait for them. More of the facts to come out. But
More
I'm
facts to come out,
I'm
yeah.
assuming. I've watched a lot of Law and Order,
Yeah.
so I think I can be a lawyer. And they're going to try to get this charge down.
Because he's a good boy.
That's right. He's never been in trouble before. He's a senior in high school. He's going on to college. You know, you're gonna hear all that, of course.
Yeah.
All right,
It's good to know you got your law degree from
TV.
Law and Order. Makes
Well,
me feel so much better.
It was a lot cheaper than actually going to law school. All right, we're gonna take a break here.
Lordy, lordy.
Take a break here at Coffee, and it's time for the forecast, brought to us by Compassion International.
Cloudy skies today, high of 40 degrees with plenty of wind out of the northeast. Areas of drizzle are possible. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight low of 37, areas of drizzle and showers, north wind. Wednesday, areas of drizzle and slight chance of showers in the morning, then the slight chance of showers becomes more intense in the afternoon, patchy fog till about 10 in the morning Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies and a high of 58. Wednesday night, a good chance of a quarter of an inch of rain after 9 p.m. Then the cloudy skies and 47 degrees with a south wind variable. Thursday, rain all day, 90% chance, high of 52 with a breeze in the north. Thursday night, more rain. Friday, a 50% chance of more rain, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 46 and breezy. Saturday, breezy northwest winds up over 35 miles per hour, but more sun than clouds with a high of 51. Sunday, mostly sunny skies and 52, and Monday, sunshine and 51.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies, we have 36 degrees.
Gene, Stan, and Ralph would love to see you come to Belo's Flowers today. If you need flowers for Easter, place your order today. Belo's Flowers offers beautiful arrangements. Plus, you never know when winter may strike again. Belo's Flowers has plenty of Inferno ice melt. This stuff works like magic to make the snow and ice disappear. Cubics pellets for your wood stove are in stock. Buy them in 22 or 40-pound bags or by the ton, and you have 30 days to pick it up. Belo's Flowers, 665 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket. And remember to congratulate Belo's Flowers. They won the silver medal as Best Florist in ON Radio's Best of the Blackstone Valley.
Thousands of kids in poverty have waited over a year for a sponsor, and their wait today. Become a Compassion International sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards, and I'm here on the second floor showroom of the new Coletta's Furniture. The Coletta brothers ran the Family Discount Furniture Store, and they still run a Family Discount Furniture Store, which they're using their last name, Coletta's Furniture. And we're here at Coletta's Furniture Gallery. Brad Coletta.
Dave, we're here now on the second floor of the showroom. This is the Coletta Furniture Gallery outlet up top. So we offer 14 different living room sets from Ashley Furniture in the price range of $699, $799, $899, $999. And that's for the living room set, the sofa and the love seats. Also on this outlet, we have Ashley sectionals starting from the $899 and they go up to about $1099. So there's about 8 different sectionals in this gallery and 14 different living room sets. And pretty much all of them are in stock for same-day pickup and next-day delivery.
It's at the Family Discount Furniture Store, known as Coletta's Furniture, 598 Wood Avenue in Woonsocket.
What would you do with $300 in cash? To find out, play the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares contest all this week, exclusively in the Valley Breeze newspapers and right here on ON AM and FM radio.
All right, it is Coffee in here on ON, AM, and FM, and I do not want to forget to get to this. Please get a hold of Radio Squares game card number 4 so you can cross off this business. If it makes 5 businesses in a row for you on your game card number 4, give us a call now at 762-1240. We are crossing out the center square, which is George's Breakfast and Lunch. George's Breakfast and Lunch. If that's 5 businesses in a row for you, call 762-1240 so we can register you along with 9 other people this week. And we'll close it off after 10. And then the Survival of the Smartest Championship is this Saturday, 9 in the morning. Last person standing will win $300. This was a crazy robbery. It happened a couple of months ago, last November, but they finally arrested a man. So they're down on Putnam Pike in Smithfield, and a man steals a bunch of stuff out of a car that's like parked at a grocery store, and they just arrested the man in New York City, and he stole $1 million in jewelry and gemstones out of the car. And what they're saying, they said we don't know if someone else was in the car. But imagine having that much and going in and
to the grocery store.
I
No,
need to get some bread and milk. I'll just leave these here; they'll be fine.
because they'll be fine. Wow.
Yeah, $1 million, all from one vehicle. So on Saturday, 25-year-old Sergio Castaneda Ronderos of East Elmhurst, New York, was arrested on the charge, including felony larceny and conspiracy. He did post a $50,000 surety bail, which is ordered through the U.S. Immigration and Customs through ICE detainer. So, wow, $1 million in gemstones just sitting in your car.
Wow.
I don't like to leave $1 out where
No,
someone
I
can
was
see
gonna
it.
say, I don't like to leave anything in my car. Yikes. I wonder if he knew, how would they pick that car?
I don't know. And did he know?
Conspiracy.
Another good conspiracy theory.
There
Was
you
he
go.
following this car? I know this car's got
Yeah. Wow.
these gems in it, and I'm just going to follow them around till I get my opportunity.
Who has $1 million?
I don't know.
of gems
It doesn't
in
say
their car
exactly what
And go
the
into the market.
gemstones are, or what the jewelry
Wow.
was. Was it all diamonds? Is it all rubies?
Wow.
Is it all emeralds? Doesn't say.
Interesting.
So, yep, I don't know. Not that it bothers me, but I've looked into cars as I'm walking into a convenience store, and I see $10 or $20 laying out in between the seats.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, why would you leave that out where I can see it? And the car running too. I love that.
Oh, I like that when the car's running.
Car
too.
running. No
Take
one-
the whole thing,
No,
right?
no one's in the car.
No.
I'm like, I know you think this is gonna be quick, but you really,
Wow.
and you probably are saving gas by leaving it running for
Are
the
you?
short amount.
Yeah.
Well, they say you shut it off, you turn it on, shut it
Oh.
off, turn it on. It
Oh.
actually wastes more gas. So okay, we'll leave it running, so I'm saving. Oh, okay, but but people do this, and then they get upset when someone steals from them. And yet you shouldn't steal from them. I
you
get
should-
it.
No, but don't make it easy for them.
They'll make
to
it
see-
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Roll the windows up, lock the car.
Yeah.
Oh well. So anyway, a couple of stories in the Blackstone Valley Call and Times today. A man from Woonsocket who served 3 decades in prison for the murder and the beating death of a child way back when is back at the ACI for a hearing on a parole violation. He allegedly assaulted a nurse at Trinity Health and Rehab Center where he had been a resident. So Walter Perry was removed from the Maple Street facility after police responded there about 9:40 p.m. on March 21st to investigate the nurse's complaint that Perry had assaulted her. He was convicted in 1984 in the beating death of his girlfriend's 20-month-old daughter. Spent 30 years in prison for that. And now he's back in prison for this alleged assault. It is wild. Yeah. Okay. he was mad at the according to the newspaper report. He was mad at the nurse because the nurse was he was. It looks like he was following another patient around, so the nurse got in between the other patient and him. You know, tell him to cut it out like that. So he got mad at the nurse, and according to the report, became angry, grabbed the nurse by the throat, and
Whoa.
pushed her. You give it one of those. Get away from me, kind of thing. So okay. He denies following the other female resident around, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
It's really the assault to charge.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so and another city man here in Woonsocket, the father of a young boy is in trouble after police found his child wandering around outside alone, barefoot on a cold, rainy night, wearing nothing more than a pair of pajamas. Justin Matthew Dunbar, 43, was arrested on one count of child endangerment, a felony, around 7:25 on Saturday, March 23rd. And as we know, how much rain were we getting on Saturday?
Wow. Wow.
You
How
got rain.
old-
You got rain down there in Middleborough, right? That,
Yeah, we
on
do,
Saturday?
yeah.
Okay.
How old was the child?
Let's
Does it say?
see. 5.
5.
The 5-year-old was seen crossing the street through busy traffic on Social Street
Oh my God.
near the post office. Wow.
Wow.
That's about a 0.2 of a mile from their home. They live on Church Street. But the temperatures were in the mid-30s. It had been raining heavily for hours. Naturally, the boy was soaked through to the skin. He was transported to Landmark Medical Center. He was given some dry clothes, and some snacks, and a cell phone to play games. That's so funny. Wonder if it was a real cell phone. Play solitaire for a while.
Yeah.
But Mr. Dunbar, the reason why he wasn't looking after the child, he was passed out, consuming an unknown amount of alcohol, which in itself is not illegal. But you need to have someone. If you're going to drink that much, okay, you watch the child.
Yeah.
You have to have another adult. Another thing, if you read the whole story, there's absolutely no mention of where the boy's mother is. Now, maybe she was at work. Maybe she has a job and just, okay, it's your turn to watch the child
Yeah.
while I go do whatever I got to go do.
Wow.
So I'm going to try to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Well, because my question was how do you not know that your 5-year-old child is no longer here? But they're
Well, if you're passed out.
There's the reason. Okay.
Yeah. That's how you know. Let's see. Several empty beer cans strewn about when they went to go pick them up. Piles of trash, old food cluttered around the apartment. Doesn't say how the child got out, by the way. But if you're 5, I guess you can reach the doorknob and
Sure.
figure it out on your own.
It's probably the child knew where he lived too. Then, if they, he knew his
Yeah,
address.
because that's where they
He
sent
knew his
him.
address,
Address
yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's somehow the man's brother is involved in this too,
Oh, jeez.
because he was there. Well, he went over to check on his brother to check on what was going on. Found him passed out on his bed and the child missing. I guess they called the cops. So
Wow. Thank
Wow.
God that that he was just cold and wet, because crossing
Social
Street can be a challenge.
I don't like crossing Social
No,
Street.
and it was in the rain and the
Yeah, 7:25 at night, so it's dark
it's dark and it's raining.
and it's raining.
And thank God the little
it's
guy
cold.
didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's too bad that the child didn't say when he opened up the door and went outside, "Hey, it's raining.
Yeah.
I should go back
Yeah,
inside."
yeah.
Unless the door locked behind him,
Yeah.
which is that's also a possibility. But
Oh my goodness. Poor.
they'll let anybody be a dad. You don't have to take a test.
You don't
nothing.
have to take a test.
You don't
No.
have to get a license.
Yeah. No.
You just think this is all right.
So
this,
sad,
this
but
is,
thank
this is a
goodness
good idea.
the little guy's okay.
Thank goodness he's okay.
He's
and,
okay.
And that part's good. So, all right, one more break here in the Coffee Amp program. More coming your way, and comments and questions can be called in 766-1240.
Remote car starters are great to have in the summertime. They can cool off the inside of your car when the sun is blazing. Stop by Inferno Audio on Clinton Street in Woonsocket and speak to Keith about how easy it is to have a remote car starter installed in your vehicle. Now, if your air conditioner isn't working in your car, no problemo. Inferno Audio can make it work. So don't drive around with a hot car burning your fingertips. That's not safe. Plus, they can make car keys for any make or model of vehicle, and the price will be far less than the dealership would tell you. Stop in today and see Keith at Inferno Audio, 160 Clinton Street, Woonsocket, just next to KFC.
The Easter flowers are blooming at Park Square Florist. Stop in today to pick up an arrangement of lilies, hydrangeas, daffodils, azaleas, and more. Park Square Florist specialty is creating unique and creative arrangements for any occasion, just like Easter. Be sure to browse their shop full of unique gifts. Easter will be here soon, so get that beautiful Easter arrangement from Park Square Florist, 1300 Park Avenue, Woonsocket, next to the Honey Shop. Visit ParkSquareFloristInc.com.
What would you do with $300 in cash? To find out, play the Valley Breeze ON Radio Squares contest all this week, exclusively in the Valley Breeze newspapers and right here on ON AM and FM radio.
Thanks for joining us here on the Coffee and program. Joe Callahan here, along with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And we talked about, how did that 17-year-old from Connecticut that's allegedly stabbed the man in Burrillville, how to get the knife.
Yeah.
And what was he doing with a knife? And, well, we have to outlaw knives now. You know what else we're going to have to outlaw now? Ed, this took place in Massachusetts. Hammers.
Hammers.
2 men are accused of attacking a tractor-trailer driver with a hammer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, on Route 495, this happened in Bolton,
In Bolton?
in Mass, so a little bit north of Worcester.
Yeah.
State troopers say the fight happened in the highway's breakdown lane Monday afternoon. The tractor-trailer driver suffered serious injuries. It's tough getting hit with a hammer.
Well, yeah.
After the incident, which allegedly was connected to a road rage incident.
Of course it was.
The two suspects were arrested, not in Bolton. They made it all the way to Marlborough. So,
They made it to Marlboro?
yeah. How far is that from Bolton? Is that
That's,
half an hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Pretty decent far.
that's a good distance.
Okay. And we've all seen crazy things happen on the highway through our entire lives. But the one thing I always try to do, doesn't always work out, but I try to do is you give the tractor trailers plenty of leeway,
Yeah.
plenty of room.
Yeah.
They've got the much bigger vehicle,
And usually they're very polite.
yes.
Usually,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it makes you wonder what happened. That
Yeah.
they were both in the breakdown lane to cause.
Oh, they were,
That's where the attack took place.
Yeah.
In the breakdown lane of 495. So, was there an accident involved?
Yeah,
Did
something,
did we
yeah.
hit the tractor trailer
Yeah.
at some point, or so? And then in Worcester, a trial's beginning for a man. He's accused of a road rage shooting that resulted in death. This event took place in 2022.
yeah.
So, road rage is still a big thing.
It is. It is.
It's, the man that's accused of shooting the other man, their defense was he acted in self-defense after an aggressive driving incident involving the man that was killed. So,
Yeah. It's crazy.
when if I get cut off or something like that, I'm always hoping that I'm coming up to my exit and they're going in one direction and
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
another. And I
right.
say, okay, we're all
Yeah.
done. we don't have to deal with each other anymore. So, I don't know. So Ed, were you happy? They came to a compromise in our state with the governor. I know how much you like Maura Healey. Remember the story we had?
Against her.
Well, remember the story we had last week that said, I don't have to tell you where I went on my vacation.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, they came to a meeting of the minds, okay, and they came up with a thing, and they said, all right, I'll tell you where I went after I went there, and only if you ask. So she was gone in February for 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an assumption here, Ed, that the lieutenant governor knew where she was. You didn't hear the whole, we didn't know, 4 days, we don't know where she is, kind of thing. But after the fact now, she will let you know where she went. And last month, for 4 days, her and her partner went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. For her birthday.
Was it for her birthday?
Well, I think that was what they said was that her partner took her there for her birthday. Or
It was a
something
surprise. So, are you okay with the compromise?
I don't care.
We'll find out after the fact. You know,
It was much
Ed
ado
doesn't-
about nothing, right?
Really? I'm sure that the lieutenant governor knew
Mm-hmm.
that she was out of town for multiple days.
I'll be gone for a week
She
or so.
has to
let's-
appoint somebody to take over. She has
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Well, you think so, but we just remember on the national level that who's that director of security guy that
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense
Yeah.
who didn't tell anybody he was
didn't
going in
t-
for his
yeah.
operation.
Well, his people knew, but the president didn't. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
jot it down, send an email
Yeah, let somebody
or
know.
something.
But,
So
but no, she made it such a big deal.
yeah,
Such a big deal.
so that's what they're going to do now in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You'll find out after the event where they went and whether or not they had a good
And
time.
we all know, Ed, you always want to know where your governor is.
Could care less. Do what you want.
All right.
I sent my tax check. Don't bother
Oh, good for you. I should do that.
me. What? Send the tax check in?
Yeah, I haven't done that. So I said this earlier today. If someone actually took Dave Richards' advice, and
What advice was that?
a 7th grade math teacher and an Army veteran in Texas has legally changed his name to literally anybody else, and now he's trying to get on the ballot. So we got Trump, Biden, Kennedy, and literally anybody else. Because that's his name now.
Literally.
So he can be the president. Dave said someone should do this. So someone should get on the ballot with that name.
Literally.
And so he's done it.
Really?
He's 35 years old. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. He has successfully got a Tarrant County, Texas judge to sign off on the name change. That is now his name.
Literally.
Literally anybody
else.
else. It's 3 names. So now,
President else.
Else is his last
well, that's
name.
right. He's a 7th grade math teacher. Now it's Mr. Else. You know,
Mr.
I don't understand the math problem. It's Mr. Else. So he has filed.
I literally don't understand.
I literally don't get it. That's a good one. He's already filed with the Federal Election Commission and is now working to get on state ballots as an independent candidate.
Wow.
He says he understands it's a long shot.
Well, doesn't he need all the signatures, though?
Well,
must,
every
yeah.
state's going to
Yeah,
want that. He understands it's a long shot to get on the state ballot
Okay.
at this late date, but
Mm-hmm.
he hopes word will spread, and voters will write him in come November. Someone
I like
may
it.
may
I
actually
like
write
it.
in literally anybody else.
Yeah.
Now, if you want, you can go visit his campaign website. Literally,
Literally anywhere?
Literally anybodyelse.com. And you'll find a person who is running for president
Oh, is
because
he
he
looking
has
for
changed his name.
Campaign donations.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Aren't they all looking for a
Yeah,
campaign
yes,
donation?
they are. He's going to have
But
some
that-
TV ads and
That is just too funny that he actually changed
I
it.
think-
And it makes you wonder, after the election, will he go back and change it back?
Yeah,
His
well-
real name, by the way, is Dustin eBay or EB. I can't figure it out. It's EBEY. So it could be
EB.
eBay,
Or-
which
yeah,
is
it
the
could be
other website.
EY could be, yeah.
Or it could be
Or they-
EB.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
But I wonder if after the election he'll go back and say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to
I wonder if
Dustin.
The judge will say,
I'm going to hope he gets a different judge.
Yeah, well, I was going to say they're going to take that lightly.
So there you go. Literally anybody else is now running for
Okay.
president.
Well, that could solve our problem, Ed.
And
Yeah.
he fits the criteria of being from the Constitution. He's 35, and now if you're 35 and older, you can be president.
There you go. Don't have to worry about his age.
That's right. All right. You read about these kind of things sometimes, and it's usually where police departments are going to go have a search warrant, and they're going to go try to break into a home to get somebody, and they're at the wrong home.
Yeah.
Well, this is a
Well-
story similar.
It's happened. Someone died.
A woman has been arrested after trying to force her way into a Texas home, trying to find her boyfriend. She had the wrong house. The 21-year-old, Brenda Ramirez, was using an app on her phone to track down her boyfriend last Wednesday. A homeowner told investigators that Ramirez banged on his front door and then tried to force her way inside. She later told deputies she was tracking her boyfriend's phone and had gone to the wrong address. So he was probably saying, the homeowner, he's not here. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And he's not here. And so what's her response?
What?
What do you think her response would be to that?
I don't know.
You're lying.
Oh,
my
okay.
phone says his
He's-
phone is
his
here.
phone is for- yeah.
So you're hiding them from me, and I want
Yeah.
them. So anyway, she's been charged with a criminal trespass following her arrest. So someone was able
Oh.
to get on the phone and say this crazy lady is outside our home banging, trying to get in.
I wonder why her phone said that though,
Well,
because usually location.
it's not a perfect science.
No, I guess it isn't.
So
I guess it
If
isn't.
you're at 100 Main Street, let's say, and the phone says it's at 100 Main Street, it really could be at 102
Two, right? Yeah,
Main Street, and you're off by a house,
yeah.
which is a
Could
possibility.
get you in trouble, as it did.
as it did with this woman, you know.
So much for location apps.
You can't trust them; they're not perfect. All right, let's see. What else is anything else important going on? Let's see. I have never heard of these, but I guess they're a real thing. Smart streetlights. They're like smart anything else. Smartphones, smart appliances. Smart streetlights help find a missing senior citizen in San Diego. But there are mixed reactions to this technology. Now, according to Meredith Groff, says her dad had dementia, drove off, never came home. So she reported him missing, and San Diego police tracked his license plate through smart streetlights. Oh, it's almost like
So
cameras.
it's like
We can see
cameras, yeah,
where it's
right,
going.
Yeah.
Okay. Officers found him within hours. The woman, Groff, praises the smart streetlights, but watchdog groups worry about the data collection and sharing. Here we go back to conspiracy theories.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, the San Diego Lieutenant Charles Lara says the streetlights are set up to respect the Fourth Amendment, which protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures. Here it worked out good.
Yeah.
We were able to track where is this car going, and was able to stop him and get him home. So, but yeah, I worry about that every now and then. The collection of sharing. You weren't here on the show, Linda, at the time where Ed and I and Barry Mechanic had the big discussion on transponders,
Easy pass.
Yeah.
Easy Pass transponders,
yeah.
and Ed and Barry couldn't understand why I didn't want one.
Yeah.
No, they're tracking you. They don't need to know where I've been. Of course, Ed, I think it was Ed, came up with the very good knowledge of Joe. You got your cell phone with you; they're tracking you anyway.
Yeah,
It's like,
right. Yeah, it's
darn.
true. It's
he wa-
true.
'cause he was right.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
true.
It is.
It is true.
And so, but to this day, Ed, I still don't have one.
It's
Or
okay.
transponder. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need one.
Yeah. Well, Dave. yeah, we have one. Yeah.
It's very
I don't.
rare.
Dave does. Yeah.
Very rare that I travel on highways
yeah.
that collect tolls, Mass Pike and things like that. And although I will be going up to New Hampshire in a few weeks, I'll just pay cash.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the last time I went up, what I noticed is the cash lane is now going faster than the Easy Pass lane because everyone's got one. So now there's more cars
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in
yeah.
the Easy Pass lanes
Yeah.
than there are in the cash lane.
I didn't think
I'm like-
they still have tolls where you can put money. Yeah.
Well, in New Hampshire they do,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and in Maine they do.
Yeah. Okay.
The Mass Pike, no.
No.
We just take a picture
Yeah.
of your license
Yeah,
plate.
and they send you a bill.
You get a bill in the mail,
Yeah.
and they're very efficient at that.
Yeah,
by
yes,
the way,
I'm sure they are.
but up there, yeah, they still got people collecting the
They
money
have people.
for
That's
you.
Nice. And yeah.
It all depends on who you get.
Yeah.
But usually I get a nice how are you
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
thank you
yeah,
and
thank
have a
you,
nice
yeah,
day and
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
so it does, it's nice. But when transponders first came out, I remember the people going to pay cash. That was the long line because it moved everybody over just to one lane,
Right.
and the other 5, let's say,
Yeah.
were open for Easy Pass. And then now as Easy Passes have grown and grown and grown, that's getting more crowded, and
Yeah.
the cash lane is
Yeah.
getting shorter and shorter. So I'm going to stick to the cash lanes for now. I remember I rented a car one time that came with an Easy Pass,
Oh, really?
and but I paid on the toll with cash.
Yeah.
Didn't I get a bill for the Easy Pass? And somehow I was able to fight that
Really?
and didn't have to pay it.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh no, I must have got receipts."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh no, I paid cash on those those tolls. I'm not paying this again." I mean, it came to $7, but
Yeah, but
anyway,
yeah.
it's the point,
Yeah.
the point of the thing. So, and as probably coming as no surprise, California has the highest unemployment rate in the country. Yeah, new data from the State Department State Employment Development Department shows a 5.3% jobless rate for February. National unemployment rate is 3.9. So, there's more people, I think, are crossing over into California.
Well, that's what I was going
as
to
well
say.
as Texas.
Because of the people coming through.
Yeah, and they're either figuring out how to file for unemployment or what. So their unemployment rate is higher.
Unemployment.
I don't know. I don't know. California's got the highest unemployment rate, coming in at 5.3.
Yeah, that's
But how can
nice.
Yeah,
how can they file for unemployment if they didn't work?
I don't know. I don't know how this works. This system works. I've never
California.
been able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And someday someone will figure it out for me. All right,
Yay.
that'll do it for the show for today. We thank you very much for listening in, as always. Ed Crew, make sure the feds listen to you again, okay?
Well, they don't have to listen to me for a month now.
Oh, that's true. There you go. Well,
So they can do whatever they want for a month.
there you go. Keep sending them the notes, though.
Yeah,
and
I will.
Keep them up
I
to
will.
date. Keep on their
Send
toes.
Notes, emails, and texts.
There you go.
so they get the message.
That's
Yay.
right. Linda, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day, and stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remembers at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. An officer with the Wyatt Detention Center in Central Falls has resigned his post there in the wake of an embarrassing incident involving his service weapon. Police say the officer was working an overnight shift at the Miriam Hospital when he went to use the bathroom in a patient's room. While inside that room, his weapon, it went off, and the bullet struck a wall. Well, nobody was injured, but it is embarrassing, and officials with the detention center say the investigation is ongoing. Rhode Island's spotted lanternfly population is increasing. The invasive species first appeared in the state in August of 21 and has spread across the state. The lanternfly is a destructive species and targets certain trees along with plants and fruit crops. The State Department of Environmental Management says the species often spread through egg masses which attach to trees but can be found on man-made objects as well, including motor vehicles, which, as we all know, get around. DEM is working to train residents in identifying and reporting the masses. When found, they should be reported, but also destroyed by smashing them.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. A search and rescue operation is underway after a heavily traveled bridge collapsed in Baltimore, Maryland early this morning when it was hit by a large ship. More from Jennifer Polsoni.
Baltimore City Fire Chief James Wallace says around 1:30 in the morning they received 911 calls that a ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge, leading to the collapse of the span. At least 2 people were removed from the water. 1 individual not hurt, the other in very serious condition at an area trauma center. They're looking for upwards of at least 7 individuals.
We have a large area that we have to search.